Play Live St. Jude benefits St. Jude Children's Hospital directly. And I want to say, what is it, $50 more? We'll be doing a round 2, no inventory items. So yeah, we can't bail ourselves out if something bad happens for the next run.
So it is going to be $50 more for that, but $450 for the third run, correct?
Yeah, and the third run, Small Mario only. Holy moly.
Unless the stage requires it.
Yes, which there is a couple that require it. Thank you so much again for your patience, everybody. I'm going to do the countdown, and I'll be back periodically. Thank you so much again for everybody's patience.
All right, so while we get everything up, we're still waiting for Oglib's screen to go back up. So Super Mario Brothers 3 Randomizer, a program that was randomizes the levels, places them in all sorts of different locations. The enemies are going to be cycled through a whole bunch of different places, and one of the things you're going to notice about this, we'll let you know when we get to a stage that resembles it. Something about auto-scrollers. We'll go ahead and tell you more about that, but we'll just remind you that this is 7K strong for St. Jude's, benefiting the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We've raised $4,280 of our $7,000 goal here in the first 2 nights. We so far have raised $50 today. And if you end up donating another $50, we will do a second run of Super Mario Brothers 3 Randomizer with these 4 great players and a few others that will be joining us for this with no inventory items. No visiting Toad houses, no using what you can get inside the Hammer Brothers stages and whatnot. We are underway. We are starting a new run again here. And here we go. Oglib ending up missing up the mushroom here. This is stage 1-6. So let's start this off here at 1-1. And we're going to see all these guys taking different strategies to get themselves to the level. And right now, Oglib is going to be the first one to the end of the stage. But not by much. And we go down to stage 1-2. Oh, we get one of the water levels here. This would be, I believe, stage 3-1. It is a fantastic place. But these runners here, they know how to pretty much go through this as fast as possible. So, as I mentioned before, the Super Mario Brothers 3 Randomizer, the stages, they have been randomized, so you don't know what you're going to get until you get to the very, very end of the stage. And it looks like Sky is, GrandPOOBear and Sky, they're both opting to go with Fireball strats as they make their way into the fortress. And the fortress here, hey, wait a second. We've got the first fortress and the first fortress spot. What kind of randomization is this? And we see some great strats here from Oglib, keeping on to his P-speed. Now, Mitch is finding out that there's a... Oh, Mitch is clipping his way over. I've actually never seen that strategy before, but he ends up meeting up with a Boom Boom. The other two, the other players, well, we didn't see on the Sky's end, but POOBear and Oglib, they end up going to grab the whistle. The whistle you cannot see, or rather the whistle you cannot use, because this is a warpless run.
Sorry to interrupt, did you guys get the timer? Alright, so we're at 2:20, about 2:30 right now, just so you know. Well, it'll be more than that by the time it catches up, but yeah. Sorry, I'm trying my hardest to play and coordinate everything.
Yeah, we notice Oglib's trying to set himself up with a clip here in this stage, and same thing with GrandPOOBear, and it's a whole lot better than having to go through this stage. And they continue to try to go through, and eventually Mitch says, no, we are going to go through this stage anyway, unfortunately. Oglib's still going after the clip, which is not working out to his favor. And in the same time that he's been going through this, Mitch was able to get to the end of the level. So GrandPOOBear now with 2 recorders in his inventory, not going to be able to use a single one during the course of this run, as this is a warpless run. And as we get to the first airship, you notice something really fast. No auto-scrollers. Isn't that nice? The auto-scrollers, except for where it's required, have been taken out. Now, you're also going to notice that the Koopa HP has been shuffled. 3 stomps, 4 stomps. It's going to take 5 stomps to knock down this first Koopa kid. And after GrandPOOBear getting done with the first world, where are we going to go for world number 2? It may not be the desert we're going to next.
Yep, that's right. And we have a $20 donation from Kanga Rule Over 88, who says, "You had to have the big salad."
And that donation now gets us to $70 of the $100 goal. That will unlock a second run with no inventory items. So be kind, rewind as we end up in World 3. Now, you're going to see these guys are going to go ahead and use the warp pipes because they could get lucky and the warp pipes will end them a little closer to their goal, which is to connect with the one pipe that brings them over to the castle. This World 3 could be a really fast world if that's the case. For GrandPOOBear, we find out that it's not going to be the case. It does send you on over to near 3-9, where we have this desert level with the chain chomps. I love chain chomps, don't you, Dork?
Oh yeah, they're great fun. What a great enemy, especially in Link to the Past, since I've been playing all that lately.
They're not a great enemy type, no matter what kind of game you're playing in. And I'll tell you about what's going on with Oglib as he's now heading on down the fall to deliver peace to World 1, but we saw a big thing up on his screen. Now, Sky's in a stage where the auto-scroller is never going to be eliminated. That is stage 5-9. And it's not eliminated because you need to have that in order to make this a winnable stage. GrandPOOBear is in a very nasty stage of his own here, and this is one of those ones where you got to keep that chain of stars going through. Otherwise, you're going to end up being dead. But he does survive it, gets to the end. And right now, each player is taking a different setup for this stage. Sky's option to just go right straight from the beginning, hoping that one of the warp pipes near the fortress will bring her to the edge of the world that she needs to go to. Mitch is in what is one of the World 4 fortresses right now. And we're just going to remind you that we are doing this here for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. This is night number 3 of the 7K strong for St. Jude. We've got a lot of great things coming up on our way here during the course of this month. A lot of great things, a lot of great incentives for you to get on in as well, and maybe win some prizes as well. And if you want to find out what's going on, do !St. Jude. And any donation you want to bring on in, big or small, is welcome. And once again, we're looking for $100, which we've already accumulated $70 of. That will bring us to a second round of this where no inventory items are allowed for these runners. GrandPOOBear found out the right path to get to Wendy, and the rings doing him a little bit of disaster here and trying to duck himself out. This is why Wendy can be very, very dangerous. But oh wow! Nailed him. Nailed Wendy. And if that didn't knock out Wendy, that would have been a death. And Sky not getting enough peace speed and ends up falling off. And what is that? World 6-8, I believe it is.
I think it's one of the World 6 fortresses.
Oh, 6 Fortress, yes.
Yeah.
That is correct. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. What am I thinking?
I think that's
anyways,
the second fortress?
I think so, yes. It is. It is the second fortress in World 6. So, GrandPOOBear, Noglib, and Mitch are going to be heading on to world number 4, coming with the third world coming up. And we get one of these new levels. GrandPOOBear is in what is World 2-1. But this isn't World 2-1. This ends up being one of the lost levels. There were 15 levels that were found in the coding when Fred worked on Randomizer. Patched up whatever he could and put them into the rotation for the game. That's why you're going to see some stages you have never seen before in Randomizer. As GrandPOOBear now in 4-5, and just use the Lakitu and makes this a whole easier stage because of this. But right now, Sky is having a little bit of a slower time against the other 3 right at this moment because she didn't find the right pipe to get over to Wendy Koopa at this point. And we see GrandPOOBear knocking on out 2-2, and we'll be heading on over to the the first fortress. And ew, this is the 7th fortress. This ain't fun. This is 7, the second fortress. And also one of the other things we have, if I haven't mentioned it during the course of this run, if you haven't noticed, enemies don't appear where you think they're going to appear. They've been shuffled and put in places where it might make it a whole lot harder than it would be in the regular game. And definitely GrandPOOBear making that 7-2 fortress looking very, very easy. Sky getting through her fortress. Noglib now just grabbing the card and getting on out of here. Mitch doing what Mitch does best and just blowing through this fortress as well. Look at him go with that speed. But Sky now finally finding the right path to the airship here. And this is one, as I was mentioning, one of the things about World 3 is the fact that because warp pipes have been shuffled, sometimes it isn't the easiest path to get to Wendy Koopa. You're going to see that come into play for World 7 later on as well. And, you know, randomizers have pretty much been the kind of case where, you know, you want to just go ahead and put people in the situations they may not have otherwise been through during the course of a game. They can go through stages they may not have otherwise had to go through if they were playing this through a conventional speedrun. And GrandPOOBear ending up grabbing the hammer work, and we'll get a donation.
Yep, that's right. We have $20 from Captain Canuck 11, who says Super Mario 3 hype.
So that now puts us at 90 of the $100 to unlock a second game of this where they will not be able to use any inventory items. $10 more for that, guys. GrandPOOBear ending up falling in the stage 2-4. And Mitch just running as fast as he can. He doesn't need no star power. He's Mitch power. And he loses his hammer suit while he's at it. Now, one of the things these guys are going to be looking for is the Hammer Brothers. What they drop or what they give you has been shuffled through the game. So you're going to be looking for the Hammer Brother that gives you clouds, that give you the hammers. And the purpose of that is because sometimes these guys are going to want to have to skip over a stage. If they end up fighting a stage that they do not like, they're going to end up maybe doing a forced death, to which they can go ahead and cloud the stage because it's a whole lot better than actually going through that stage. The other thing is that the hammer can allow you to skip certain things. Now, unfortunately for these guys, they came up to World 3 before they were able to get any hammers, so they could not take advantage of getting over to where the other warp pipes could be in this stage. And we see that Mitch is the first one to the World 2 airship, which has been shuffled, and I believe this is actually the World 2 fortress, or the World 2 airship. Some sort of randomization that's going on. Well, Mitch is doing what Mitch does best. I mean, that's the best way I can put it at this point. This guy just trying to make her way through, and she just got a little bit of bad luck in regards to the warp pipes in World 3. So next up is going to be the 4th world. These guys are going to be coming along. What world is that going to be? Well, we don't know. One guarantee in this game. World 8 is always going to be the last world. And because we saw Kappa on Mitch Flower Power's screen, I want you to go ahead and fill the chat up with Kappas all over the place. Come on, guys. Let's see those Kappas. By the way, I'm going to turn over to Dorkmaster Fleck. We've got another donation to report.
Yes, we certainly do. We have a donation from McDuck0. That's $10. No comment, though. We thank you for your donation anyway.
And ladies and gentlemen, with that donation, we have reached the $100 goal. These guys will be doing a second run after this, but we are $400 short of a second goal. That would be to do a third run of Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer, where they cannot use any inventory items, and they have to be small Marios. So if you want to see these guys be tortured, have to be small Marios, they make their way through the randomized worlds, get your donations on in. We do thank you for your donations so far. So just a reminder, we are doing this here for the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. We've raised now over $4,300. Of $7,000, which is the goal for the entire event. And also, I do want to point out here that Mitch Flower Power is in another auto-scrolling level that has had the auto-scrolling mechanics taken out. Isn't it nice to go through a level without auto-scrollers, Dork?
Absolutely. That's one of my favorite things about this randomizer is the fact that the most of the auto-scrollers have been removed.
I mean, the one thing we miss about this is the fact you can't talk about saving a bunch of money on a washer and dryer.
Yeah, I guess that's the one downside, but it's one I'm willing to accept for getting rid of the auto-scrollers.
Oh, sure, fine. And Sky getting the Kappas now. She's now in World 4 as well. And Mitch is just in more of these fantastic worlds. Right now, Sky's in what is normally World 4-2, and it's just gonna run as fast as you can. Mitch gets a hammer. GrandPOOBear is in one of the Hammer Bro hand stages, which unfortunately you can't have RNG on your you can't skip using RNG this time around, but you will end up with a reward at the end of the stage. Mitch Flower Power seeing the stage that we saw earlier by accident, and, well, it's good to see these guys still had to go through this level. It's tough to keep up with where these guys are in this race at this moment because everyone is currently at different stages in this game, but Mitch is currently in the same fortress right now that GrandPOOBear is. Right now, GrandPOOBear actually has a quick lead over Mitch Flower Power, it does seem. But Sky knows her Super Mario Bros. 3 randomizer. She's going to be coming back at this, and, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they make this a race later on, and it also does come down to how your World 7 luck can be. And then Sky is going to be going through the 7-4 auto-scroller that is no longer an auto-scroller. And the mechanics of this World 7-4 were amended when Fred ended up taking out the auto-scrollers just to make it continue to be a little bit challenging as we go through this. GrandPOOBear, the first one onto the 4 airship. Just make sure that that Tuniki tail doesn't have its buns cooked via these little flames. And that is the World 4 airship too. So where's the randomization going on right now? And after GrandPOOBear gets the letter from the princess, we'll turn back over to Dorkmaster Fleck for another donation station update. We do want to welcome people here to the Sky Bills 7K for St. Jude, 7K Strong for St. Jude. It's all benefiting the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. If you want to donate and get ourselves some help towards the $7,000 goal, as well as the tonight's $500 incentive, go ahead and click the link that's been presented in chat when you do !St. Jude. And with that, let's turn on over to Dorkmaster Fleck for another donation station update.
All right, we have $20 from Porterfield, who says, "Good luck to all runners racing." Thank you very much, Porterfield.
And that right now puts us at 120 of the $500 we need to unlock the third run. We've already gotten the second run unlocked from these runners. The third, I'd love to see it. So when I get your donations on in right now, it all helps out St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. So thank you all for your donations, as well as thank you guys for coming on by and enjoying the environment here tonight. As GrandPOOBear ends up losing his Tanuki suit to the jellyfish. Right now, Mitch Flower Power doing it small power. And it turns out that we are in the ice world here, what is normally World 6. On GrandPOOBear's end, this is what World number 5 is going to be for these runners, and what a frosty reception it is. But at least they had the hammer suit, and the warp pipe ended up working out, so that GrandPOOBear was able to skip it. Right now, currently sitting in this level, which is the World 2 Pyramid, if I do remember correctly. And he'll go ahead and knock out the cards. So once again, this is Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer. It is a randomizer developed by Fred Coughlin, who is also known for his work with the Zelda 1 randomizer that you may have known and seen here on the Skybills channel. In Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer, the stages have been all shuffled and randomized where they could be. The worlds have been randomized. The warps, they have been shuffled where they go. Well, we don't see the warps. The pipes themselves within a level also have been randomized where exactly they end up taking you as well. If you guys want more information about Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer, a moderator can go ahead and post you the link in chat. Also, if you want to get more information about St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, as well as find out what games we got coming up here during the course of this month-long event here on Skybills, as well as also find out some of tonight's incentives, and also donate, do exclamation point St. Jude. So right now we see GrandPOOBear, I believe, is still in the lead. I have not seen where exactly in the map that Mitch is at, but I know GrandPOOBear is at least one stage ahead of where Mitch Flower Power is. Guy is not that far behind. Oglib is trailing the 4 at this moment, but it's not like these guys are super far behind each other. And okay, time. Oh, mac and cheese on the GrandPOOBear. First try. Can we get some hype for that, guys? And what you see on Mitch Flower Power's end is another one of the lost levels. This looks like level 1-5, but it really isn't. It just turns out to be one of the lost levels that was discovered in the coding of this game and was patched up and was put into the game. So we see Mitch Flower Power making his way through the fortress, but meets the wrong end of a thromp. And that in turn is going to allow Mitch Flower Power just to be seconds behind GrandPOOBear in this race. Man, GrandPOOBear taking it slow, waiting for the thwomp. Mitch just taking it bold on through, and has taken away the lead from GrandPOOBear. This is the 5th world these guys are at right now. They've got 3 more worlds to go through, 6, 7, and 8. What worlds have we not seen in this game yet? Actually, no. Oh, we haven't seen World 5. We haven't seen World 7. We haven't seen World 8. World 8 is guaranteed to be the last. And Mitch is the first one onto the airship. Which world do you think these guys is going to be the difference between these runners here, Dork?
Well, which one's going to make the difference is probably going to be World 7, I'd have to say, since one of the cool features about the randomizer in the most recent version is that the overworld pipes are shuffled. So in most worlds, this doesn't really make much of a difference, but in World 7, where there's pipes everywhere, if you find the right path, the right pipe to get to the end of the world, to get to that airship, then you're going to be out of there much quicker than other people who might go around going through some levels that they might not have to, searching for it.
Well, both of these guys right next to each other, Mitch and GrandPOOBear. Let's see what world they head to next. Is it going to be 5 or is it going to be 7? Well, as soon as they tell us good luck, we're all counting on you. We'll find out.
Oh, it's World 5.
Oh, yes, World 5. That means World 7, which pretty much is the great equalizer when this game is concerned, is going to be the next to last world. It always ends with World 8. You can't make yourself you can't get your way over to the King of Koopas any faster than just playing out the 7 worlds before it.
Yep, so this is going to be interesting. The runners have been pretty close so far, going through most of these worlds. But like you said, it looks like 7 and 8 are going to be the last 2 worlds. 8 is, of course, always the last world, but it looks like 7 is going to actually be in its normal place. So that could allow people to pull ahead if they find the right path.
I don't think GrandPOOBear wanted to get the 3rd star. I think that's the reason why he didn't run right after the cart at the very end, just try to go to the very end and then jump back in. He ended up getting the star anyways. Let's see if Sky can't get the mac and cheese. And not on the first try, and ends up going to the door.
Oh, she's not going to spend a lot of time trying for that, it looks like.
Yeah, the thing with mac and cheese is you're pushing up at some point, and if you push up at the wrong time, you're going into the door.
Yeah, it's quite a difficult thing to get right.
So, if you want to pull up the prizes, tonight's incentive prizes, I can tell you that if we raise $500 tonight, we are doing a third run of this game, where the runners will have no inventory items available for use, and they have to play the game small unless they've come across a level that requires them to be big, such as World 6-5 or the 8 Fortress, which requires you to be big at least to break through the blocks.
So, tonight, our prizes for this evening are going to be a Call of Duty Black Ops 3 multiplayer starter pack and a copy of Guacamelee Gold Edition.
And those are unlocked if you do donate at the $20 level. And there's also a grand prize that is up for the entire event if you donate $40 or more. You want to talk about that?
Absolutely. This is an amazing grand prize. Like Rick said, if you donate $40 or more, you'll be eligible to win the drawing for the grand prize. And the grand prize is a copy of Super Mario Bros. 1 for the NES. And you might be thinking, well, that doesn't sound like much of a grand prize. Hold on a second. This is no ordinary copy of Super Mario Bros. This copy has been signed by Darbian, Cosmic D, and Andrew G, who are basically the 3 top speedrunners of that game in the world. They have autographed that cartridge, and if you donate at least $40, you will be entered into a drawing to win that signed cartridge. It is quite the thing.
You mean that Darbian guy who set the world record for all 5 games warpless on Saturday night here on Skybills' stream?
The very same. Yeah, this Darbian guy seems to be pretty good at video games in general. I don't know. I haven't really heard of him before. He seems like kind of a small-time guy.
Yeah, I don't know. But we also have one other prize that's been carried over from last night, correct?
That's correct. Yes, we have a prize from last night's drawing, Stardew Valley. We're going to be doing the drawing for that tonight instead, since we didn't get to do it right for last night.
Well, the way you get in is a donation of $20 or more. And all donations help out the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Goes directly to them. It doesn't go through Sky as a liaison. It just goes directly to them. And we thank you very much for your donations. And speaking of donations, we got another one.
Yes, we do. We have $20 from LOZ Cards Fan 23. Jackpot! World 3.7 was discovered earlier by Skybills on World 3.2 of the Randomizer. And I came about a minute or two after that happened. Thanks Tenmachi and Rob Draven for discovering it.
And once again, all donations definitely help out the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We are currently at $140 for tonight, which is the about just over a quarter of the way to the $500 goal for tonight, which will unlock a third Super Mario Bros. 3 randomizer run. We've already unlocked one of them. You want to tell them the details about what this second run's going to detail?
Yeah, that's right. So if we've already met our goal for doing a second race of this tonight, that was the $100 goal. The second race will also be warpless, but it will be no item usage, I believe. They are not allowed to use any power-up items that they collect on the overworld.
At all. And that'll be a lot of fun. But if you donate $500, we get to do that again, but also require them to play as Small Mario. So that Fire Flyer that Oglib has, that would be illegal in this stage.
Yep, that's right. If we reach $500, there will be a third race. And that's the really special one, as you said, Small Mario only. So get those donations in so that we can torture these runners some more.
And right now, Oglib going up against the good old beach balls of... Oh, what Koopa is that again?
That's Lemmy with the circus balls, I believe.
I forget. I just know Wendy's the one with the rings.
Yeah.
And Morton's the one that likes to do earthquakes.
Yes, although that is not necessarily the case when you are playing the randomizer here. One of the features of the randomizer is that the which Koopa kids do the earthquakes is also shuffled. So when you're going into a fight, you don't actually know if you're going to get earthquakes or not.
It would be the cheaps that Mitch is currently in.
Yeah, Mitch is currently in the cheap hand stage, it looks like.
And those are sprinkled in throughout the entire run here, just like the hand stages are also randomized. GrandPOOBear about 2 stages behind Mitch right now. This is just telling how great Mitch's World 5 has been so far.
Yeah, Mitch is, he's opened up a bit of a lead here so far in World 5, it looks like. He's been extremely solid on this. I don't know if he's been practicing his randomizer here.
Oh, no, Mitch is very good at execution. Now, Randomizer has to make you change a few things about your execution. Because we end up having certain things that come along that makes you not just hit right and jump when you think you can jump, because you can find a Goomba coming in your way. And we'll go ahead and wait until Mitch Flower Power before he gets through this next next airship to go back to the donation read, because I noticed we do get some more donations coming in, and we'll read off any donations that come in as long as we have the time to do so. But World 7, as we mentioned before, is going to be that world that has the very, very interesting concept where we don't know where they're going to go in any of the pipes. So we're going to keep an eye here and Mitch and see if he can't get lucky early on here with a possible pipe that goes right to the final segment of World 7. Can't wait to see if that's going to be coming into play here. He could have a really fast World 7, or this could be one of those nutsy World 7s where you got to check all the pipes to get to the correct place to go.
Yep, and while we're starting up World 7 here, we have $25 from Peter Fetto, who says, "Win it for the kids, Josh."
And Mitch getting a hammer from the princess after leaving that stage. I'm not certain he really wanted that hammer there. And so he goes to the first warp and brings him to the second island, and he opts to go in here, and this is one of those nasty stages. I don't like this level, do you?
Oh yeah, this level's a bit annoying here. You have to go through and hit the invisible blocks in order to get to the end of the level. Now he does have a tail, so if he plays this correctly, he will be able to save a bit of time and skip having to go down and loop around and hit the blocks and go back up from underneath. So, oh, he's lost his tail though.
Yeah, but he already blew through the blocks, so he got most of it.
He got most of it, but he is going to have to hit these blocks here at the very end. If he had managed to keep that tail, then he would have actually been able to... oh, he's trying to clip through the block.
Look at him
Oh,
go.
he does!
Oh, nice!
Nicely done! Wow, that was a bit of swag right there.
This is Mitch Flower Power that we're talking about. He knows his stuff.
Yeah, very impressive clip there. That's not the place you expect to see a clip there.
Now, what is GrandPOOBear going to do when he gets over to the end of this pipe? Is he going to go in the stage as well? No, he's going to go back, so he's not going to go into that stage at all. And this is just one of those places here where we don't know who's going to end up with the lead leaving the stage. Oh, he ended up getting the card. Now, one thing you're not going to see from these guys is they're not going to play the end spade card, but the prizes that you get have been shuffled. You do not know what you're ending up going to. You do not know what you're going to win for playing this. Ew, Angry Sun can pop up in any stage, and it pops up in what turns out to be stage 1, 2.
Yeah, that Angry Sun can show up just about anywhere, and fortunately it's not too difficult to stage to find it in. 1, 2 is definitely an pretty easy level to get through overall.
And we see... Oh, look at him go. Look at this go. Look at Mitch. Can he get the, nope, he stops it. And, oh, the gamble turned out bad here for Pooh, and so everyone will have to do that stage 6-5, or rather that stage 7-5 here.
Yeah, it looks like this is definitely the only
Mitch
way
got
to go. Oh, very nice clip, Mitch.
My goodness, Mitch.
Holy cow, man. He is just a monster.
GrandPOOBear going with the frog strats here, and he's gonna find out. Oh no, it's this level.
Yeah, this is not a level that you want the frog power up for. And say he might just opt to get hit here just so he can be regular Mario again.
Yeah, Bill, he already lost it. Like he really wanted to have the frog power for this level. I'm certain he was hoping it was going to be any level but this.
Now let's see if Mitch can find the correct path through through World 7 here.
Yep.
So he's going to the right pipe or the left pipe.
Sky is getting herself closer. In fact, she's only just a little distance behind these guys now.
Ooh! Mitch getting trolled. He found the last island, but it's the wrong pipe.
Yep. Can't get that from here. Gonna have to head on up and take care of the fortress. He elects to use his P-Wing. And it turns out...
Man. Look at... Wow, look at that jump past the thwomp there. He just squeezed right through there. And some serious jukes going on from Mitch Flower Power. What a beast. Oh, GrandPOOBear also getting the clip through the bottom there.
Look at these guys show off their stuff.
Wow.
And Sky probably going, this stage.
Yeah, it looks like Sky making the, she's going the same route that Mitch did, it looks like.
Yep, and Mitch found the right path. He is now in 7-8, so this is just a go through these next few levels here and make your way over to the final airship.
Yeah, in the randomizer, the pipe maze world actually does become a pipe maze.
Oh my god, we gotta go to the donation station right now. We just reached our goal.
Oh my goodness, we totally did. We have a $3,000 donation from the Kobold Inn, who says, a special thanks to every streamer in the race right now who helps put these events together to donate to such good causes. Thank you so much for that incredibly generous donation. That is just crazy.
And that puts us over $7,000.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the St. Jude Marathon, everyone, because we've reached our goal 2 days in. Good night!
We are now at $7,395. Sky will probably come in here really soon to thank you for that generosity here, guys. And that, of course, also unlocks the $500 incentive. These guys are going to be playing a third Super Mario Brothers randomizer race.
Oh yeah, they'll be playing a lot of stuff, that's for sure. All right, well that was incredibly hype. After that incredible donation, now we're gonna have to get back to the race and see where everybody is. So Mitch is still making his way towards the end. Oh.
Yep, he's now heading to...
Oh, I think I'm dropping some frames. That is unfortunate.
It's okay. It's okay. We've been floored by this generosity here, and Boss Bass was in this level here that Sky's in right now.
Yeah.
Oh, we get the earthquakes here in the 7, and it's time to go visit World 8. Mitch Flower Power well on his way.
Yeah, okay, looks like I think we're stable again. Sorry about that. Looks like that donation was so overwhelming that it made my internet hiccup.
We got it all under control, though. And Miss Flower Power going to get the note from Bowser and head on over to world number 8. So we are here 7K strong for St. Jude. Oh, we've met that goal already, but any amount that you guys want to donate is welcome here and will be given right directly to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. We've got some great prizes that are up that you can go ahead and get in for as little as $20 a donation here. And if you do not win a prize today, your name is still in the running for any future prizes during the course of this month-long event here on Skybills. Plus, any donation over $40 puts you in the running for the grand prize, and I'll have Dork talk about those in just a few moments here. And pretty much, World 8, those auto-scrollers, no big problem.
Yeah, that's right. That's another set of auto-scrollers that have been taken out of the game. It makes these levels look a little funny because the the tread animation on the tanks is still going. So if you stand still, it looks like they're just running in place and not going anywhere, which is a little bit odd. And the World 8, not quite as many pipes as World 7, but almost. And so, oh my. Wow, look at this. So, Mitch has immediately found the pipe to Bowser's Castle. It was right on the first screen, so we're not going to get to see much of World 8 at all.
You know, that's actually a really nice find.
Yeah, World 8 is indeed free.
Well, here we go. And this is where this entire world becomes super fast. And just going right straight through. This guy not getting enough speed. Needs to pick up a little bit of speed here, but barring a major catastrophe from Mitch here in the final stage on Bowser's Castle, I think he will win race number 1. He's Mitch. He doesn't have any issues in Bowser's Castle, does he?
I would think not. I think he knows what he's doing.
But these guys are racing for fun here, and they're going to be getting ready for a second race in just a few moments after these current runners end up finishing off. So, all right, guys, let's say goodbye to Bowser. Unfortunately, Mitch has to do it the harder way because he's all small Mario, but it's all the same. Wait for him to make his jumps. Or just land on the fireball and go back to start and prolong this a couple extra seconds. So, while he's making the stage back, the walk back to Bowser, you want to talk about the prizes? But there's also the grand prize. A $40 donation gets you in the running to win Super Mario Bros. 1. Signed by some of the best runners in Super Mario Bros. 1, including the world record holder Darbian. I believe it's what? 3 of the top 5 runners?
That's right, yeah. It might be the top 3. I'm not sure if they're actually the top 3, but they're definitely in the top 5, that's for sure. It's Darbian, Andrew G, and Cosmic D12. All of 3 of those guys are absolute gods when it comes to Super Mario Brothers.
And I'm being told you might be on mute as far as your microphone's concerned.
Interesting. I don't show myself as muted. Can chat hear me?
There we go. You got him. You got him.
Okay.
You're fine. Well, there's Mitch. He got done. He's
All
finished.
right.
47 minutes and change. He's the first one done. Ladies and gentlemen, give up a few GGs to Mitch Flower Power, the winner of this first Super Mario Bros. 3 randomizer race.
Yep, GG to Mitch. Well done, sir. All right, and it looks like POOBear is also in World 8, as Oglib is just about to find the right path for World 7, I believe. Looks like he's making his way over there.
Yep, GrandPOOBear currently in World 8. And this was this was not your friendly World 8, World 7, by the way. This wasn't one of those go right towards the beginning, go into the first pipe, and you'll bam, be right there. They decided to wait for World 8 to give these guys a treat. So while we're waiting for GrandPOOBear to go up against Bowser here to try to claim a second place effort here during the course of this race, he's gonna, well, I was gonna say he's gonna be big so he'd be able to clip to the wall, but the Waffles decided not to play nice with him. And he's gonna go for the extra security here of you being bigger, Mario, so trying to time his jump so he doesn't lose the donut, and oh, he gets back up there. That's actually pretty good. Oh, is he trying to clip through here? He clips through.
Very nicely done. So, since Mitch is done, I am going to get Jabum pulled up here over Mitch's spot.
And that clips him right on through to Bowser. And definitely a big thank you to all the donors during the course of this evening so far, including the big $3,000 donation, and that is really, really generous, guys, and it's going to help out a great cause, the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital here during the middle of 7K strong for St. Jude. We're only on day number 3. If you want to get information about the schedule, you can do !schedule, and that'll give you a list of things to be coming up here as GrandPOOBear ends up finishing in second.
Well done, GrandPOOBear.
And who is it that we have here on the bottom right now?
This is Jabum. I will get his name put up there just a second.
All right, and we see that he's currently in World 5. Sky is making her way through World 8 right now. Oglib playing the run yourself into dry bones and end up having to go back to the fortress once again. So Sky's going in, she's doing her usual hammer suit strats because she likes the fast kill against Bowser. About to clip through the block here. There she goes. There she goes.
Yep, she is making her way over to Bowser, and she's still got the hammer suit. Hopefully she can hang on to it.
And she's going to do her best to hold on to it. And once Sky is done doing that, we'll take another look at the donation. As I noticed, we had a couple of donations come in. But let's go ahead and get Sky to the finish here. As she's about ready to pretty much just knock off this Bowser in seconds flat. There he is. He's down. And she finishes up at 52 minutes and change. So, Dork, we got some donations.
Yep. We have a $25 anonymous donation who says, "These races are making me thirsty. Good luck, Jabum X." Good luck indeed. You can see Jabum in the bottom right corner there. I just pulled him up since Mitch finished.
And once again, give it up for these runners here who have helped us out here for 7K strong for St. Jude. They are helping us out. Just definitely helping these guys out and giving up their time. Definitely helping us out. And I believe we got somebody here to say a big thank you.
Oh my gosh, thank you to all those who donated it. Especially, we have some lovely, lovely donations here. Let me just refresh my page real quick. But oh my gosh, thank you to everyone who donated. I cannot believe we hit the 7K. Thanks to all of you, especially the Cobalt. And thank you so much for the $3,000 donation. Oh my goodness gracious, this is amazing. Just thank you so much, everybody. I'm beyond words right now. This was great. The children are really the winners tonight.
They are. And that really just floored us too when we saw it pop up on the screen. I'm like, wow, we're already at 7,000. Oh, $3,000. That's amazing, guys.
So I have raised the goal to 10,000 as a result. We'll keep going for now, but oh my gosh, we have also earned in this all 3 days of the bonus content involved with it. So that's 3 days of Breath of the Wild fun, not trying to go fast, just playing for fun. So thank you so much.
As far as tonight's concerned, you also unlocked both additional races of Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer.
We have. So there'll be 2 races coming up. The second one, oh great, we have Javim on here too. Let's also give shouts to Javim, as I had forgotten Javim before. Javim also really wanted to do this race with us, and I think he's doing a fantastic job as well. So shout outs to Javim also for promoting this and for his help as well. And I saw Javim's mom donate earlier, so thank you so much.
So once again, tonight we have some great prizes up for the potential of you to win here for a donation $20 or more. And donations of $40 or more get you in for the grand prize drawing. Some great stuff, and you get some more information here. Exclamation point St. Jude. Oh my God, $7,420 raised in 3 nights, guys.
Oh, that is just crazy. I am pretty floored.
Me too. I would have never thought that in 3 days already we'd had already met our target goal. Again, we raised 5,400 in an entire month last time. Here we are, day 3 of year 2, and we've already met our 7K goal. This is just incredible.
And it's because of the generosity of you out there, and we definitely thank you for that. So we're going to do a Union 5 and then get going with the second race as soon as we see Jabin finish.
Absolutely. I'm just trying to see where Jabin is. I think he just entered World 7, so he should be close to.
Yeah, he's at that 7-5 stage right now.
Yeah. Let me get the next ROM set up, and again, next time around, we're gonna do Warpless again. No inventory items though. Scare stuff. Very spoofy. I'll be back. Yeah, they'll take a Union 5, and I'm gonna get this generated.
Turned out Mitch Flower Power won this race. GrandPOOBear finished in 2nd. Sky was in 3rd. Oglib going up against Bowser right now. Has to deal with it as Big Mario just ducks on down, waits for Bowser to destroy the floor, uses the hitboxes to his advantage right now. And Bowser's down. Oglib will finish off this run at 56 and probably about 50. Yep. GG to him, and Jabim ends up crashing to a paratrooper. Yeah, I think what the case is he's hoping beyond hope that this gets him towards where he needs to go instead. Hey, I see we have a Jaws stream.
Yep, we're getting it set up, and we got Pooh with Jaws, and Javin's finishing up his race.
I didn't realize I had to be doing commentary for a Jaws thing. I should have taken more notes from Jam Eviler.
I just got triple jaws. Gotta love Pooh though for doing the jaws in between.
Gotta do something while you're waiting for the next race to begin. I see we have End Spade game tactic going on over here on Jabum as he tries to get through the pipe. So when do we see Jaws on GrandPOOBear's end? He hit something. And again, as we mentioned it before, you gotta love seeing Boss Bass show up on a stage like this one here that Jabum is in currently. Like, there's certain stages that are just completely awful, and we can see Oglip working on some practice right at this moment. Yeah, Oglip's working on some practice here, just trying to make sure he knows of his mechanics through some of these stages, including 7-2, which is what he's practicing on right now. Because if you can jump this fast, you don't have to worry about playing with the music blocks, because nobody got time to play with music blocks. So, Dork, you want to talk about the schedule? Because I know there's something that you like playing coming up tomorrow night here on
Yes.
Skybills.
Alright, yep, I have myself muted. There we go. Okay, yes, so the schedule, this is the third day so far of the 7K Strong for St. Jude Marathon, although I guess now it's 10K Strong for St. Jude. Coming up tomorrow night, we have Super Metroid, and I am particularly looking forward to that because I speedrun that game badly, but it's one of my all-time favorite games ever, and it's a phenomenal speedrun, and Sky has never played it before, so she's going to be playing it blind, which should be a lot of fun. Coming up on Wednesday night, we have Banjo-Tooie, which I believe is not a blind playthrough, but it is going to be a moderately quick casual playthrough, I believe. And Thursday is looking to be a very interesting night. We have classic Castlevania night. We've got Castlevania 1, 3, and 4, as well as a Castlevania 4 randomizer. There is a randomizer for Castlevania 4, believe it or not.
Yep, and if you want to see that, come on fucking Thursday, May 4th, and donate $250 towards that goal, and you'll be able to see Super Castlevania 4 Randomizer. As you saw, probably about a couple months ago, Sky was doing the Castlevania Challenge, trying to get those 3 games done in 90 minutes. So she's played those games pretty well, so, you know, that's going to be a lot of fun. You get to watch her do those. Once again, Castlevania 1, Castlevania 3, and Super Castlevania 4. And that's coming up on the 4th of May. But what's coming up on Cinco de Mayo?
Coming up after that is, again, one of my all-time favorite games, and something that I also speedrun not completely terribly, Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars. Sky's going to be doing, I believe, a casual playthrough of that. And it was actually the first game that I ever did a speedrun of, so that's going to be pretty cool to watch as well. And then coming up on May 6th is Mario Kart 64 and Super Mario Kart. So we've got a Mario Kart night. And then May 7th is The Elder Scrolls Skyrim, and Sky does love her some Skyrim.
And then on Monday, May 8th, it's Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, where for $500 extra, she can beat all 6 of the extra stages. And then on May 9th, it's something that you and I have played before, Dork. It's Zelda 1 Randomizer.
Yeah, and next Tuesday, May 9th, that is going to be another big night to look out for the St. Jude Marathon here. That's the Zelda Randomizer night. We are going to have a race set up similar to this one, where we're going to have a bunch of people up on screen and some commentary, and it's going to be a Zelda 1 Randomizer race. And if you have been to Sky's channel before, you'll be quite familiar with those races because we do them all the time over here. But if this is your first time to the channel, definitely stop by next Tuesday and check that out, because that's going to be really cool. If you like the Super Mario 3 randomizer, what you see here, the Zelda 1 randomizer is quite the thing.
But you know what's going to be neat about that night is the incentive for $500 on that evening. The people who are running with her, and I'm probably going to be one of them, we're going to have to do a 3-heart container race. Unless it turns out the white sword item is required, then it's the 4 or 5 or 6 we need to get the white sword item. But
alright, guys, I think we're getting set for round 2. Sorry, just kind of coordinating things up.
No problem.
Alright, so we're getting ready for the second race here, and I'm certain at that point we'll get Mitch Flower Power screen back up here. And guys, just stay tuned. We've got a no inventory Super Mario Bros. 3 randomizer coming up right next.
I'm scared.
Yep, Mitch is back up and we are ready to go.
Alright, let me make sure I get the countdown really quickly on the other side, and then you guys will see us when we start off. Just don't forget the timer this time.
Yeah, hey, let me reset the timer there since I had it going while Jabin was still going.
Yeah. No, Jabin
Alright.
knew we were doing 3 rounds, and we want to make sure we get those in for that.
Alright, we're ready to go.
Alright.
Ready when you guys
hyped? Are you guys hyped for Super Mario Bros. 3 randomizer?
Woohoo!
Round 2, here we go. This time
Alright.
it's going to be no items.
I'm going to go to the racers, and I can't keep the commentary on because of the spoilers. I had to remember to turn the commentary off. I'm like, wait, I can't know what's coming next, so
That's right.
I leave it in your hands. Thank you so much again, and thank you to everybody who's donating and who's here. Ty Tuesday, thank you so much for your host. We appreciate that. And we'll be underway in a second here. Let me just get back in the Racers channel. Let's have some fun. Randomized Mario 2. No inventory items coming up. Let's do it.
All right, here we go. The racers will be coordinated here. We've got $7,420. And the kitty here for 7K strong for St. Jude. We've already reached the $7,000 goal. Could we make it to $10,000? We do thank you guys for your donations. And if you want to get more information about this event, go to !St. Jude and throw in your donations. We've reached our goal for today's, but that means we still got some prizes that are up. We'll go ahead and talk about those coming up in just a few moments, because it's time for another randomizer. GrandPOOBear on the upper left, Oglib on the upper right, the defending champion Mitch Flower Power on the bottom right, and Skybills on the bottom left. Who do you think's gonna win this one, Dork?
Oh, I don't know. It's gonna be a close one again. You know, Mitch seems to be the favorite given his incredible performance last time, but GrandPOOBear was right behind him, and of course Sky has won quite a few of these things herself against these very players. So yeah, Ogliv is no slouch either. Any one of these players could take it.
And to answer the question, yes, coin ships do spawn in the randomizer. They can even show up even if you don't trigger them the normal way. So here we go, guys. Let's have some fun.
Yep, we are just waiting for the racers to get...
And they're off.
Yep. It looks like Sky Stream is a little bit behind. So I'll just start the timer.
Here we go.
All right.
And looks like we're going to be seeing a few attempts to do some clips on this stage right now. As you see this right now, Mitch Flower Power, the first one to get the first of the clips. Now, don't forget, these guys cannot do inventory items this go-around. So the only items they can have, the big Marios, is what they find in these question blocks. And we've got another clip there on Mitch's end. The first one to grab the card will be on Oglib's side, as we make our way to World 1-2, what are we going to find inside here? There we find, this turns out to be 7-4 again. And if you guys didn't see the first run here, this is one of the effects of Randomizer, where the auto-scrollers have been nuked out of this unless it is required. In the case of 5-9, and there's one of the lost levels that is still an auto-scroller as well. But as you can see, this level has been altered just a little bit because of the fact that the auto-scroller was eliminated. It's to kind of preserve the auto-scroller aspect here, as apparently some of the sprites followed the camera, didn't go all the way to the very bottom. So right now, these first three runners, Glib, Mitch, Flower, GrandPOOBear, they're going to go to the first to the castle. And what's this again? Did we get another the one fortress here, the World 1 Fortress spot?
I think
Mitch
we
Flower
did.
Power didn't get the Mitch Flower Power didn't get the P-Speed the first go around. He makes up for it this time around. Glib trying to do the clip over to Bowser. GrandPOOBear gets the clip first. Mitch Flower Power is the first one out of the level. And then we see World 5-2 at the 1-5 spot. And finally, Glib does get the clip. He's going to head on over to Boom Boom. And he'll make this look pretty easy. GrandPOOBear making a quick run through the stage. And 1-6 coming up next, and ew. Gotta love this stage. I hate this stage. What's your feelings about this stage?
This stage is not a very nice stage. I'm not a fan of it myself at all.
These cheaps are like to be cheap when it comes to this level. And you notice Mitch is going to go to Flower Power. Why? It's not because that's his name. It's because the tail really doesn't do you any good in this level. And he loses his flower power as well as his big Mario abilities here, but it doesn't matter. He's the first one to the airship. Which airship are we going to get here?
Notice the other races are a bit delayed, so I'm just going to sync the streams up here as best I can.
Ooh, Mitch ending up dying to the fireball before he could actually knock him dead. You know, this guy is not fun, but he ends up picking up a mushroom and he'll grab the block in just a moment. And once we get these guys done being synced, once we get these guys all in sync, this guy's gonna make her way through the water level. GrandPOOBear is on the same stage, and Mitch Flower Power is the first one to the air, to the fortress. You know, the unfortunate thing about the elimination of the auto-scrollers is the ability to pause and talk about donations. Because we're doing this for a really good event, aren't we, Dork?
That's right, we are. We are doing this for St. Jude Children's Hospital, which is a fantastic charity organization who helps out children with life-threatening serious illnesses and does not charge the families anything. And we have a $10 donation from Kel Tamer with no comment, but we thank you very much for your generosity.
And if you want to get your donations in or find out more information about the event, you can just go to !St. Jude.
And with that, all 4 of the racers should be synced up now, so what you're seeing should be accurate.
What's accurate is we find World 5 as the second world these guys are going to have to deal with in this game.
Yes, indeed we do. World 5 was not showing up until almost the end of last seed, but this seed it's quite early. And it looks like Mitch is the first one into World 5 right now. And Oglib close behind him now.
Yep, Oglib is now heading into that first stage, and Sky is going to be waiting for the animation to go through. And once again,
POOBear taking a death on the Hammer Brothers.
He's got to be careful because he's down to his last life. One thing we don't want to point out here is the stage that Mitch is in. This is one of those lost levels.
Yeah, indeed it is. This is one of the levels that the level data is still on the cart in the ROM there, but it was never used in the final game. You see Oglib now going through the same thing. It's interesting vertical climb up these waterfalls here.
If anyone wants to get more information about the Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer, one of the moderators can post a link in chat where they can download the Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer program and get more information about it.
Yep, indeed. And now it looks like Sky is into World 5 as well. And GrandPOOBear is getting onto that World 1 airship, which is not actually the World 1 airship.
Yeah, we don't have to yell at Fred for this one.
Not this time.
You know what would be nice if these guys found a hammer this go around here so they could do a little bit of skipping when they get to stages that actually could use the hammer.
Yeah, indeed, that would be very useful. Finding the hammer early is always nice, because if you can stockpile a few of those hammers, then you might be able to use them later on. And that would be true in a normal seed, but remember that we are doing no items this time around, so they are not allowed to use items on the overworld. So those hammers are going to be useless this time.
Right. That's right. Yes, you are correct. I was thinking... I don't know what I was thinking. It's a shame they couldn't really use the hammers the first go around. So
yeah, GrandPOOBear making it into World 5 now. He has no lives left, so I was wondering if he might take an intentional death here just to refill his lives.
Well, if he wasn't thinking about it before, he might want to be thinking about it now, because a death is not something you want to take, especially in this world.
Yeah, he's got to be careful.
Well, it's unfortunate he had a flower as his first card, otherwise he could try to set himself up for a 5-up.
Yeah, that would be very useful. And he's going to be thankful to see the unfinished level here, since there's no enemies in it.
Yeah. He's going to probably wish the mushroom wasn't going to be going in the direction that actually went in, but not much he could do about that. Now, thankfully, if he gets to the end of the stage, he's going to get a 1-up no matter what. Oglib trying to clip through a small Mario.
Well, that's going to be tricky. I think doing the clip with small Mario is pretty difficult.
And he ends up, I don't know if he wanted to go through the pipe, but I think the couple of jumps he made right there says, nope, I didn't mean to do that. And as he runs through the Star Man, I'm going to turn back over to Dorkmaster Flag for a donation station update.
Indeed. We have 2 more donations. We have $69 from Jabum, who says, pledge $3 per death. Curse you, 5-hit Wendy. Oh, she's trouble.
And we just got a $50 donation as well.
Yes, we got a $50 donation from Up North Geek with no comment, but thank you very much for that.
All the money that is being raised here goes directly to 7K Strong for St. Jude. It goes directly to the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. There's none of this that's going to Sky. It's all going right straight to the Children's Research Hospital, and they definitely thank you for your generosity this month. So, you've played Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer several times here, Dork, especially with a couple of Sky stints on Retro Gaming Live. What stage is the one that you don't want to see when you pop into it?
Ooh, I'm gonna have to go with 5-9, because that's the only auto-scroller that hasn't been removed because it can't be removed. So that's a pretty slow stage to walk in and find. I think you really don't want to see that one.
Yeah, that's a tough stage to go into, especially if the enemies have been randomized, and therefore you have things that really shouldn't be in the places that they are.
Yeah, that's right. The other one I think you really don't want to see is it 6-5, I believe, where you have to carry the Koopa shell up?
Yep, 6-5.
Yeah, that's another one that we don't like seeing.
Although that one's a little kinder if you get the right enemy shuffle, because you don't have the piranha, the pinchers, whatever they're called.
That's right, yeah, if you have shuffled enemies, then you might not have the munchers up there, so you might just be able to you know, it might be Goombas instead or something, and you can just bounce on them.
Doesn't make them any less exciting. I mean, it's still not a fun stage to go through. I would probably say one of the longer stages, like 7-5 or 5-3.
Yeah, no, definitely. And some of the ones that you can fly over, if you do find those, you can just intentionally kill yourself and then use a P-Wing or something. And it looks like everybody's in World 5 now, so it looks like Mitch is going to be the first one to finish it because he's in the airship.
Yeah, he's just blitzing right through this, and it turns out we have the easy airship over here. He's got Hammer Bro suit right now.
Ooh, and it looks like we have a vanilla Roy fight. We've got Roy with 3 hits with earthquakes in World 5.
Boy.
Fred, what's going on?
Yeah, I know. But the thing is, this is a strat you're probably not going to see Mitch use in the next race, because guess what? They have to be small Mario.
That's right, yeah. This race that we are not allowed to use any overworld items, so they cannot use any of the power-ups or the hammers, and that's going to be interesting because we do like to use the hammers in a few key places to if you get lucky and pick up some hammers before, say, World 3, you can skip a bunch of things.
Like where Mitch is right now.
That's right. So they're going to have to go through most of World 3, normally it looks like, unless they get really lucky with the pipe at the beginning.
Well, the first pipe ended up heading to the other side, where you can maybe go into the fortress. Now, the question is where's that second pipe going to go through?
Yeah, so it looks like, yeah, so we did luck out a little bit. It's almost like we had the hammers to bust through those blocks anyway.
And speaking of hammers, well, Mitch had the hammer suit. He lost it. But I don't think he really minds losing the hammer suit at this point in time. And if you're wondering, we reached $7,000 during the first run about 40 minutes ago with a very, very generous $3,000 donation.
Yes, we had an extremely generous donation so far tonight. Extremely generous from everyone, but especially the Kobold Inn for that massive $3,000 donation. Thank you so much again for that.
So as Mitch makes his way to the other airship, so it did turn out that the second pipe, after you went through the fortress, made yourself over to the end of this World 3. He's just blitzing through this. And this is now the end of the third world that he's in right now.
That's crazy. What a seed so far. So that's a heck of a fast World 3 there. That's almost as fast as it could be. I guess the only way it could be faster is if you get that very first pipe.
And let's get some GG's for Jabum, who finishes up on his run. Give him a follow as well. And while Mitch is falling down and we find out what the next world is going to be, we do have a donation for $20, right, Dork?
Yes, indeed we do. We have $20 from Elena, 475145848, who says, For the cause and our glorious leader, GrandPOOBear.
And I think that's kind of a joke. We all know what the joke is with that, especially those people who've been watching Speed Gaming and a certain Link to the Past randomizer tournament that's been going on. So that's enough we're going to say about that as we now move on to World... World 6.
Yeah, it looks like World 6 is the next one. So, fortunately, this is not actually a World 6 level. This is a World 2 level, it looks like, is it not?
This looks like a World
Or is this World 5?
This is World 4.
Or 4, okay. I'm mixing my levels up.
Yeah,
I thought it was the pyramid for a second. I looked back and forth.
Yep, this is a World 4-3, so...
Yep, that's right.
Mitch is done, grabs the star. He's just making this look really easy here as both Oglib and Sky are in the 5th World Fortress here. Oh, we found 6-5. Remember that world you were talking about?
Yep. Now the question is, what's going to be at the top here? Oh, it looks like a lot of lag there for a lot of stuff on the screen.
Yeah, I don't think the way that this level was ever created in the beginning, it was meant to have gigantic Koopa shells.
Yeah, it looks like we've got a giant Goomba and a Koopa.
That's a great prize to get up there.
Yeah, you've made it all the way up there with the shell, and it wasn't even worth it.
Well, you never know, so you gotta get up there with protection.
Yes, thank you very much for the host, Jabum. Congrats on finishing the last race there. Hope you had a good time playing.
Hope you had a lot of fun. It definitely is a lot of fun here playing the Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer. And here's the level that you were talking about a few moments ago. This is the 2 Pyramid.
Yes. Yes, that little pit going down in the middle there is what I thought I saw before.
And we do see all 3 finishing off with a Koopa kit, although all Glib and Sky were on the same ones as they're falling in almost simultaneous fashion. So Mitch is making his way quickly through the World 6. We remember to drink more Ovaltine is the message heading into World 6.
Yeah, and Sky almost forgetting to go down the pipe there at the beginning of World 6. Oh, looks like the pipe is in the good position.
Yeah, you see a coin chip there, which is something that does pop up here in the randomizer. But guess what? We're not going to see it on any of these guys' ends, but those pipes, rather those coin chips, they're much nicer in randomizer.
Yes, they are, because they are not auto-scrollers. You can just run right to the end of them.
You can stop and grab coins if you really, really want to. I mean, if you want to play this game casually, that's definitely your prerogative. It's just, if you're speedrunning this game, that just makes it a whole lot easier.
Bruce, the commentary you're hearing so far is myself, I am Dorkmaster Fleck, and with me is Adirondack Rick. We are your commentators for this evening.
As we take you through the wild ride of 3 Super Mario Bros. 3 randomizer races here, featuring GrandPOOBear, Oglib, Sky Bills, and Mitch Flower Power. Mitch Flower Power is in the lead. Just wrecking these Mario 3 randomizers, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, not really much of a surprise there, considering Mitch is one of the best Super Mario 3 speedrunners out there. He is just a beast at this game.
One of the best? I'd almost label him as the best.
Yeah, well, he does have the record, I believe, does he not?
He's definitely... Wow. Moves like that.
Just sneaking by those thwomps there without getting hit. Very nice.
I'd be too nervous to make that kind of maneuver.
Yeah, but we don't have time to be nervous. We gotta go fast. And so now it looks like Mitch is going to be the first one done with World 6, which looks like it's the World 1 airship this time.
That's nice to find the World 1 airship, but you almost want that at the end of World 7.
Yeah, that's always nice to find for sure. So now the question is, which world are we going to see next? Mitch is going to be the first one to enter it now. Are we going to see an early World 7, or is World 7 going to be at the end just like last time? Since we already passed World 3, and that turned out to be really short, World 7 is going to be the next one where it's going to be up in the air. You know, how long it takes people to find their way through it.
We've got Worlds 2, 4, and 7 still to go.
Yeah, it is World 7. Here we go. So Mitch is going down the first pipe here, and... Alright, it takes him to the next island. And,
Yep,
ooh,
so
look at that.
Hey! How you doing, Boss Bass?
Boss Bass in 1-1. Not a level you're used to seeing Boss Bass in.
Boss Bass wants lunch or
Whoa.
dinner, or whatever the meal of this day is. Oh!
Ooh, getting some jukes there.
And gets him toasted with a fireball. And stops the timer with a mushroom card.
Alright. Now the question is which pipe to take. Mitch has 2 pipes he can take here. I'm gonna go down the closest one.
Which way do you want to go? Whoa, whoa, that's not.
Oh, that takes him over to the upper middle island.
It does, and we've.
Looks
got
like he's gonna try the other one.
We got another donation in the amount of $15. You want to talk about that?
Yes, indeed. We have a $25 donation from K-Bomb, who says, "Great stuff. Keep up the great stream." Thank you, K-Bomb.
And we do thank you very much for your donations here, and this is all helping St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. It's part of 7K strong for St. Jude. Well, it was 7K strong until somebody walloped us with a $3,000 donation, and now we've raised that goal to $10,000. We've unlocked all of our incentives for today, but we got some great prizes that you could be eligible to win with a $20 minimum donation. Want to talk about those, Dork?
Yes, indeed. So if you donate at least $20 to our St. Jude Marathon, you will be in the drawing for tonight's prizes. We have a copy of Stardew Valley, which we're raffling off from last night, and we also have the actual prizes for tonight, a copy of Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Multiplayer Starter Pack, and a copy of Guacamelee Gold Edition. And all of these, I believe, are on Steam, so if you are entered into the raffle for them, if you don't have a Steam account, you might want to make one.
Taking care of a couple of messages at this moment, so if you want to go ahead and pop in for me for about a minute and a half,
sure,
that would be appreciated.
No problem there. We see Mitch just getting through the Piranha Plant stage here, using that pause trick. That's a really nice trick to know. When you pause the game in those stages, those munchers that go up and down and alternating on based on a global timer, if you pause the game, that timer is still going, so the munchers continue to go up and down. So if you're about to land on those, like Mitch sort of was there, you can pause the game, wait for them to go down, and then unpause it, and you'll be just fine. That's a great trick to know there. Looks like Ogliv is now finding the surprise of Boss Bass in 1-1. And Mitch, he's ended up going back to start now, so he's going to go through 7-1 on the map and see if that pipe leads anywhere. So, if you're not familiar with the randomizer, one of the features that the randomizer has is that the overworld pipes are shuffled as well. So, for most worlds, this doesn't really do anything, or for a world that has, 1 or 2 sets of pipes, it may not be a huge difference. But for something like World 7, where there's a big number of different pipes, it really becomes an actual pipe maze, because you have to find the pipe that takes you over to the final island to get to the castle. And it's not the normal route, or very rarely is it going to be the normal route. And so it looks like Oglib is taking on Boss Bass in 1-1 again here.
Sometimes you just have to take a path that you might not be expecting to. Sometimes you actually have to go through a level that you don't want to go through. And it looks like, unfortunately for these runners, this World 7 is going to be the long way path for these guys.
Yeah, we are having a trolley World 7 so far. That's not great for the runners, but fun for the audience. And Oglib finally gets through 1-1 there without getting eaten by Boss Bass this time.
And just you wait until these guys get to the third game coming up because of your generosity.
Yeah, that's right. Coming up after this race, we are going to have a third and final race, which will also be no items, I believe, but it will also be small Mario only, so they will not have any power-ups whatsoever. That should be an interesting time. And it looks like Mitch has now finally found the correct pipe in World 7 here. That was a bit of a trolley World 7 to be sure, but he's now found his way to the final island, so he's going to be on his way to the castle as soon as he gets through the remaining levels. And he is just flying through these levels here, this World 6 level that he's in right now. You see those speedrun strats at work there. And it looks like Sky is now caught up, I believe, to Oglib there. Oglib and Sky are going different directions in World 7 here. I believe Sky is going the correct direction, I think, because Mitch had to go through this Piranha stage in order to get to the final island, if I'm not mistaken. Although I didn't quite manage to see exactly what the path was.
Well, we're going to probably see that coming up. And turns out not to be the pipe that Sky ended up going through. Now, this is, once again, you mentioned pipe maze really truly being a pipe maze. And unfortunately for these runners, it's not a easy path to the final. It's not like that World 3 that was a whole lot of easier.
No, this is about the polar opposite of that. This has been pretty trolly so far with the path through here. And looks like Mitch is, there we go, getting through the fortress level here. And Oglib making his way through 1-4, which also has had its auto-scrolling removed. Yeah, to answer the questions in the chat, yeah, Mitch is definitely in the lead at this point so far. He's getting to the end of World 7 here, although Sky and Oglib are pretty close behind him, as GrandPOOBear has now made his way into World 7, and he's going to discover the fun that is Boss Bass in level 1-1.
Hey, Dork.
Yeah?
We've got to interrupt things to talk about a nice big $1,000 donation that just came in through to our tracker.
Yes, we do. Oh, we have another giant donation here. We have $1,000 from Drunken Rager, who says, being always helping St. Jude, wonderful organization, love Mario Bros. 3, was a favorite childhood game, minus Ghostbusters Kava. Good luck to the runners, and hope to see everyone at SGDQ. Thank you very much for that extremely generous donation.
And that now pops our tracker up to a grand total of $8,594.
Wow, that is absolutely phenomenal. I can't believe how well this has been going so far this year. This is just insane. Thank you so much to everyone who has donated so far. No matter how small it was, every bit helps.
And as we've mentioned before, while we see people putting in their names here, because of the incentives that we've got going on, the greater thing is that these guys are donating for a great cause. It's for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. And it doesn't matter what you're possibly getting out of this for a reward, whether it be going towards one of the incentive prizes or trying to see if these guys can't be tormented with a small Mario-only Super Mario Bros. 3 randomizer run that's coming up in just a little bit after this race is done. Let's see if we get mac and cheese first try here on Mitch, and it turns out to be no, but second try.
Oh, very good. Very good second try clip by Mitch there. He is extremely consistent at that. And so Mitch has now moved into World 2, as Sky and Oglib are both making their way towards the castle in World 7. They found the correct path. And I believe 2 is going to be the last, or do we still have 4?
We still have 4.
Right.
So World 4 is going to be the final world that we're going to be seeing from these runners. So that's going to be kind of linear after what we've seen earlier on from these runners, but you know, let's give it up for these runners. How about we do an exclamation point runners and profile these guys and give them all the love and support that they truly deserve.
Oh, we haven't updated the runners command apparently.
Yep.
2 of them are correct.
We'll fix that. No, we're still wrong. We'll get that correct. Give us one moment. You know what's fun? When Boss Bass glitches himself into a mushroom or a cloud like that. Well, anyways, we are here for 7K Strong for St. Jude. It is a month-long event here to help benefit the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. It's been put on here by Skybills, and she is definitely thanking everybody for their love and support, and definitely gives you a big thank you for raising nearly $8,600 in 3 nights alone. Coming up tomorrow night here, it is night number 4. We have the Super Metroid blind playthrough. We've got the donation incentive set for save or kill the animals. But you want to come on by and see how much fun Sky can have with a truly Super Nintendo classic.
Alright, let's try that runner's command again. Dang it, looks like it hasn't updated.
I'll try that again.
Alright.
Trust us. Author Blues and Big John are not here, but GrandPOOBear and Mitch Flower Power are. And we see Oglib getting the mac and cheese, and that's tougher to do with the raccoon tail. Anyways, so while we're waiting to get things corrected here with Bot Saga, we could note that Mitch Flower Power is in the next of the airships, finishing off World 2 before heading on over to World number 4, which will be the final world before finishing off this game. And he's on a very good pace right this moment.
Yeah, indeed he is. He's doing pretty fantastic so far. And now that we have the runner's command working correctly,
we have a $60 donation from L Rock, and you want to read that one for us?
Yep, more donations. We have $60 from L Rock. I wanted to donate my refunded SGDQ fee to a good cause. St. Jude is the best cause. Best of luck to Sky on reaching the goal. Thank you, L Rock.
And that puts us now at how much money here, Dork?
I can't even keep track any longer how much. We're at $8,654.
We have doubled our money tonight. We have doubled the amount of money that we raised in the first 2 nights tonight alone.
That is just absolutely crazy. I thought there was no way we were going to top that, but apparently I've been proven delightfully wrong.
Right now we see the 8 Fortress on Sky's End. We see Mitch Flower Power going through the very start of this World 4. It's the final world we got coming up, and hey, we've got the fun in the good old winter here, World 610 on Mitch's end, and say hello to lag.
Yeah, lots of lag in here as we've got the fire spitting chain chomps here. I guess they're not chain chomps anymore.
The fire chomps, the dancing fires, they're not fun to deal with.
Nope, and they also cause a lot of lag. Such swag. To answer your question, bits do count. The bit donations that we receive this month will go towards St. Jude while the marathon is going on. However, we don't get the bit donations until much later. I think it's several weeks delay or possibly like a month. So we definitely do appreciate bit donations nonetheless, but they will take a bit longer to get to St. Jude.
Yep, and also they will not go towards the tracker that you see on the very bottom right now, the 8,659. That's because somebody else just donated $5.
Yes, indeed. We have $5 from Virgo502, who says, supporting a great cause, wish I could donate more. That's quite alright. We are very appreciative for any amount that you can donate. Any amount of money helps.
We are here for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital here on night number 3 of the 7K Strong for St. Jude, where we might have to raise the goal from $10,000 the way we're going tonight, but we definitely thank you guys for your generosity as we see Mitch Flower Power ending up in the 3rd World Fortress, the first of the 3rd World Fortresses here, the good old door maze. I'm hearing rumors from the creator here, F. Coughlin, or Fred Coughlin as it is, about randomizing the doors at some point in time.
That would be pretty awesome if we could figure out a way to do that.
You know what he discovered today?
What's that?
That you could use the hammer to unlock the door, those little gates.
Oh, that you could use the hammer to break the fortress gates on the world map?
Yes.
Oh, now that is a very interesting development. I know that's something that some of the racers have been wondering and asking about, since it would make strategic hammer usage on the overworld very interesting.
Yep, and Fred found a way to do so we could be seeing it being implemented in a future update of Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer.
Oh, that's awesome.
I can't wait to see if that does come into play, because as you said, it will change the strategical play, and you know, there's certain worlds where you might actually use that to your advantage. Like, for instance, that World 7 that you just saw Mitch on, where he ended up finding the door, blocking him from getting through the remainder of that World 7.
That's right, yeah. Since World 7 doesn't really have any rocks in it for you to break like some of the other earlier worlds do, if you get to that point and you've got some hammers left over, that can give you something to do with your hammers, and if you encounter them earlier in the seed, then perhaps you might want to make a strategic call about whether you bust through a certain door or save your hammers to bust through some blocks later on.
So, Mitch is now making his way through the final of the fortresses here. This is the World 6 fortress. You want to tease the race that's coming up here in a few minutes once we're done with this race?
Absolutely. So after we are done with this race, which is a no items allowed, no overworld items race, we are going to do one final race since we have smashed through our $500 goal for the night. And the last race is going to be small Mario only. So no power-ups whatsoever will be allowed to these runners. And so it should be quite the race.
And that's awesome right there. That is going to be a lot of fun. Even though we've been seeing Mitch kill these levels here, but you're gonna watch and try to see how they can do these levels with small Mario. So you might be wondering, there's certain levels that you have to beat as Big Mario. Well, there's gonna be a rule in play that if they have to get a mushroom or a leaf or a feather to defeat the level, they're going to be permitted to do so only for the purpose of completing that level. Otherwise, they have to forfeit that once they get to a safe point where they are done using it and go back to being small Mario. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for it. Can you?
No, I'm very much looking forward to that. And but first, we have to finish off this seed, and Mitch has just entered World 8. So he's going to do the first tank stage here, which we're always going to see. So the levels in World 8 are always, I believe, what they are, except for the Fortress and 1 and 2, I think.
Also the hand stages.
The hand stages are also changed, that's right. But this time, we're going to see if the first pipe takes us directly to Bowser's Castle again, or if we're going to actually get to see World 8 get played this time.
Well, I'd like to see a little more to World 8. I'd actually like to ask the chat how many hands these runners are going to have to get today, but we didn't get to do so in the first run.
Absolutely. So now Mitch is going into the first pipe here, so let's see if we get a nice seed or a trolley seed. Oh, it actually goes to the second screen here, so he's going to go across the bridge and he gets a hand on the first one.
Oh, a hand to begin things off, and we end up in World 4-5.
Yeah, very interesting. So this is kind of what I'm hoping to see. Since, you know, World 8 has several different screens that you go through, with pipes going between each one, so it doesn't have quite as many pipes as World 7, but it does have quite a few pipes still, and so finding your way through World 8 to get to Bowser's Castle can also be a bit of a challenge. So I'd like to see, like we had a Trolley World 7, let's have a Trolley World 8 too.
And considering the fact that Sky and Ogliver are currently in World 4, they are not a big distance behind Mitch, but at this point, the way that Mitch is going, he's got a huge lead over these guys at this point. They still got to get through half of this World 4.
Yeah, it looks like Mitch is indeed right out front so far. I think second place is going to be a tight race between Sky and Oglib, it looks like so far. But Mitch has just been performing phenomenally so far tonight.
And as you guys have noticed also, the auto-scrollers are turned off with the exception of 2 levels in this game. 5-9 and the lost level that was in the water because, well, it's a lost level, so therefore Fred decided to keep the auto-scroll part of it. And we find the 8 fortress, and hi there. This is a fun fortress to be in.
It is. This is a World 6 fortress, I believe?
Yeah. I think this is the last of the 6 fortresses, if
yes.
I remember correctly.
Yes, it is. This is the third World 6 fortress. Very cool. So now he's into the middle screen with the fortress and 8-1 and 8-2. So there are several pipes on this screen that he could choose to take. So let's see where he's going to go here. Going through the fortress is a good call if you get up here because it opens up a door that gives you access to 2 pipes up here.
That's correct. And we got a $40 donation from Such Swag OMG. We definitely thank you very much for your donation.
Yes, Such Swag has donated $40. Hi, folks. Tenmachi here. Since Such Swag OMG is being as generous as they can, I figured I'd throw in on their behalf. Please credit my donation to them for both the nightly and the grand prize. Thank you very much, Ted Nachi. That's very nice of you. And thank you, Such Swag, for your generosity as well.
And that now puts us at $8,699. What's this? Mitch actually died in a level?
Yeah, that does happen from time to time here. Oh, looks like it happened again. He's having a bit of a trouble with the beginning of this level here. These randomized enemies are throwing him for a loop, I think.
Yep. It's not what exactly... Oh, another death.
Ah. Yeah, I think these randomized enemies here are throwing him for a bit of a loop. He can't do his normal speedrun strats. This looks like 3-9, I believe?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, that's always got to be fun when you see someone who's even a seasoned veteran speedrunner of this game. The randomizer can throw things at you that you don't expect, seeing certain enemies at different locations that you don't expect them, so...
Did he just go back up the pipe?
He did. I think he bounced off of the Koopa who was flying through the pipe. I think that's what happened there. That's an interesting glitch.
I have never seen that before.
Wow. No, neither have I. That's news to me that can happen.
You know, I'm almost curious to the point of going to Mitch's channel and asking if that was something he knew of. That was weird.
That was weird. I would have to imagine that probably not, because that's something I think that can only happen in the randomizer, because I think in order for it to happen, that Koopa was sort of flying back and forth, clipping into the pipe. I think he bounced off the Koopa as he was going down the pipe.
Right. It's something that's never going to be beneficial in the actual speedrun of this game, because it's never going to be a situation... Well, first of all, it's not anything that's beneficial to these runners, but also on top of it, it's a situation here where it's a randomizer-only feature.
Oh man, so Mitch has actually found his way back around to the other side of the hand bridge. So he seems to have made a nice closed loop here in World 8. So we are getting a bit of a trolley World 8. I like this.
This gives Sky a chance to come back if she finds the right combination, but it's not a huge difference here. I mean, we're talking about Mitch having a complete commanding lead at this point.
Ooh, yeah, I think I know where he's going there. So you have to go through here. Yeah, you have to beat the fortress to unlock the path here, but you have to go back through the hand bridge to beat, or you have to go through the hand bridge to beat the Air Force stage to open this other lock, which I think this is going to be Bowser's Castle. It is.
There we go.
Oh, that's cool.
My goodness.
Oh, that is a cool path to have to take. You have to specifically get the Air Force stage down to open the way. I love it. There's an actual block.
Wow. Well, that's awesome here. Yeah, that's once again one of the things that happens during the course of the whole randomizer is the shuffled pipes aspect can definitely cause something like this to happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm really excited for that hammer breaking fortress doors feature, because yeah, that just makes this shuffled pipe thing more interesting.
And Mitch trying to go for the swag block clip, couldn't get it, so he gives up on it immediately.
Looks like Fred is very happy to see this trolley winding path. Your randomizer doing good work there.
He's like that, plus also the fact that we're promoting his new features that he's learning about, thanks to his Coding with Fred sessions. Give Fred a follow, as the mastermind of the Super Mario Bros. 3 randomizer and the Zelda 1 randomizer that you see very, very often on this channel. As Mitch finishes off, he won't get sub 50 this time around, but he will be the first finisher here in the Super Mario Bros. 3 randomizer. Let's get our GGs out for Mitch Flower Power.
GG, Mitch. Well done. He is playing like a monster tonight. All right, so Sky has completed the fortress. So she's now going to go up here and discover the block. The lock block, as it were. Now she's going backwards. So the question is she going to go back and cross the hand bridge? Yep, it looks like she is. Okay, so she's going back to the hand bridge, making her way toward the Air Force. So she is going to discover this windy path to Bowser's Castle here.
We talking about trolls in the other randomizer games, like Zelda 1 randomizer, Link to the Past randomizer. This is probably the Super Mario Brothers 3 version of a troll.
Yeah, it definitely is. Usually, you know, the way you get trolled in this game, since it's a platformer, is you tend to get, you know, certain enemy combinations shuffled around in different levels. You get, like, the Angry Sun, for example, in a sky level, like you see on Skybill's stream here. Or Boss Bass in a place where you're not expecting and you just run right into them. But you don't usually get trolled that much with the overworld, but since we've added the randomized pipes, that's made the overworld a bit more trolly as well.
We are on night number 3 of 7K Strong for St. Jude.
Oh, Pooh Bear, no!
POOBear ending up suffering a death, which is very unfortunate. It's possible to do in that level 2, which is unfortunate. But 7K Strong for St. Jude. Did you think we were going to raise $7,000 in 3 days, Dork?
I most certainly did not. I'm as shocked as anyone else here. The generosity that people have shown so far for this event is just incredible. I had no idea it was going to be this successful. I'm certainly very happy.
The fact that we've raised $8,699 in 3 days, and we're not even done with day number 3 yet. That is tremendous.
Alright, so Sky has now entered the Air Force. So she's going to make her way through here, and looks like GrandPOOBear has now discovered the lock block. So now, interestingly, when POOBear was coming through here, he actually came out of the top pipe, I believe. So he actually took a bit of a different path to get here.
He ends up in this stage here. This is the one that Mitch ended up dying a few times in, unfortunately.
Yeah, so Sky now, so she's cleared that block. I think she knows where to go because she's going backwards now. So yep. Oglib is now in the Air Force, so he's going to figure that out too.
She ended up getting all 3 hands by the looks of things, and
yeah, she did. Yeah, so she's discovered that the hand bridge does not lead where she wants to go, so I think she knows where to go now.
So she should be the second person.
Yeah, that looks like.
Castle.
Yeah, indeed, it looks like she is going to be the second one to get to Bowser's Castle. She has figured out where the windy path is.
And there she goes, and she is now at the tanks.
Alright, so now Oglib has removed the block, so the question is, will he go to that spot?
And let me tell you something here. This is not a... this is not necessarily a difficult game to get to learn. It's just adjusting to the whole differences that Randomizer can present here. Like, for instance, do you know that you're going to be walking into 5-3 next, or maybe you might be walking into 1-1? You never know. And sometimes the difficult thing is that you plan your power-ups for certain levels and you can't do that via your item management, your inventory, because guess what? You're stuck with the items that you have.
Yeah, absolutely. Routing is extremely different between seeds in this. So that's kind of, you know, being able to adapt to that on the fly is the main strength here in this particular randomizer. And it looks like, oh, I thought Sky fell down by accident there, but it looks like it was on purpose because she wanted to grab the leaf. So now she's just flying back up. And she's going to be on her way to Bowser as well.
Trying to give herself a little bit of extra security here, as unfortunately she won't be able to kill Bowser the fast strats here because no ability to use the hammer suit. She doesn't have a fire suit to her arsenal, so she's got to take this the longer way.
Yep, and it looks like Oglib is now going to be making his way over to the Bowser fight as well. And GrandPOOBear has found the way to Bowser's castle, and he was a little bit behind the other runners, but he's managed to catch up quite handily.
Right now, barring any incidents here, Sky's going to get second because she's now one hit away from having Bowser going down. Oglib's just going to have to be careful because he's small Mario. And Sky knocks down Bowser, and that's going to do it for her.
Yep, and it looks like GrandPOOBear getting that clip in the start of Bowser's castle. All right, that's going to be a GG for Sky.
And Oglib here will get Bowser to go break through the wall. There he is, and he'll get third. All right, get some GGs into there, guys. Let's give our runners a whole bunch of love and support as they finish off this second race. They've got one more race to go, and that's going to be a lot of fun. But just because we've already raised the $7,000 doesn't mean 7K Strong for St. Jude is going to be coming to an end today. We've got some great events coming up here later this week. You want to go ahead and plug some of them?
Absolutely. So coming up tomorrow night on May 2nd is going to be Super Metroid. And that is going to be a blind playthrough because Sky has never played that before. So if you're like me and you love Super Metroid, that should be a pretty fun watch. On May 3rd is Banjo-Tooie, and on Thursday, May 4th is a classic Castlevania night. It's going to be Castlevania 1, 3, and 4, runs through those. Those are going to be speed runs, and then a Castlevania 4 randomizer playthrough, so that's going to be another interesting randomizer to see. And then on Friday, on May 5th, for Cinco de Mayo, we have Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, one of the all-time great SNES classics. And coming up on May 6th, we have a Mario Kart night. We have Mario Kart 64 and Super Mario Kart. And on Sunday, May 7th, we have The Elder Scrolls Skyrim. And Sky does indeed love her Skyrim.
So stay tuned. We've got a lot of great things coming up here on twitch.tv/SkyBills during 7K Strong for St. Jude. A lot of great games coming up, a lot of great events, and if you want to get your donation in to help out 7K Strong for St. Jude, click that link that was just presented to you thanks to Bon Saga via Dorkmaster Fleck, and we got some great prizes that you can go ahead and donate towards.